Let's just hope YouTube or Google Chrome doesn't take up too much. Wow, look at it gave me a notification that I'm live. Alright. So just gonna share it. Okay, so today I am going to do some more programming on my test show file, my playing around show file. So the purpose of this show file is, well, kind of obvious. It's just to play around with things and try different structures for show files. So probably gonna add an RGB, or nope, that's not gonna go there. CMY. There we go. That's basically gonna be candy, but okay. Good lord. Let's just see what's yeah, it's a maximum performance. I am encoder overloaded. I'm gonna take that down and see if that helps. What am I gonna do? I'm gonna fix Gobo selections and look at some advanced effects, probably, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what that is. Maybe, okay, it might be because I did change the settings on this. Let's go 720. What's taking up the most? Should be good now. Should be good. There's like a 30-second delay on the stream. So okay. And so I'll let that sort itself. Alright, anyways. Actually, I'll just check one thing and then I'll get started. Just see the video. Oh, that's why. 'Cause I'm streaming at 1080p, probably. Okay, I'm gonna fix some settings and I'll be back in 10 start streaming again. Alright, here we go. There we go. There we go, okay. Yep, okay. So, what I'm doing today is I'm fixing up a few things, with my show file. Oh, I have to fix that. There we go. Just gonna fix a few things. Let's see. Gotta fix this again because I changed the resolution of the stream. There we go. Okay. So, alright, what I'm gonna be doing today is some tedious stuff. I won't lie. It's some tedious stuff. Mostly just updating things. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of updating things. So here is my main execute window, and this is I've got a little system that I've kind of made for colors that makes just life a million times easier. I have to add it to this. There's a few things that I want to change a bit and play around with. Most of it is, there's a lot of timing things that I want to look at. But so that's going to be a Q stack, I think. My prism selection is probably going to be a prism or a Q stack instead. Let's see. Okay. Huzzah. Hooray. Okay. So that's one thing I have to change is, oh no, this trippy hypno needs to, no, it does look pretty cool though. It's this key right here, trippy hypno, is one of my special effects that override stuff. So I have an effects section here, but these are just like to specific areas. So like I have color effects here, right? And I have position effects, intensity effects, and these all apply to everything, but this is only color, right? There's no tilt effects in here. There's no position effects in here, they're just color. These, on the other hand, this one right here, this is the first of many, is my overriding effects that overrides everything, and it's just some really cool looks. And I still have to kind of figure out, because I've done it before and it's worked really, really well. But the only problem right now is I can activate this effect and it'll override everything that's in my programmer. But when I release it, okay, yeah, that works. I'm probably, because capture here, capture is just lagging a lot right now. I'll just check this, see. Yeah, capture's doing some weird stuff. Anyways, so my color selection is, yeah, see, Jesus. Video output is low. That's weird. This never really happened to me before. Anyways, so what I need to do is I need to clear this region, clear this region as well. These are all of my positions. The top positions, actually I think I'm going to use his trick. I might still have, oh yeah, these were little test things. Let's see, there's one of my effects. I'm going to move it way down actually, like some scrolls. I need to move these down as well. And yeah, I need to move my media down. Oh, these. I can remove these. Bring my media down to 600. That's good. Color score right there. Good stuff. Okay. So here's my effects section. See what is going on. Because it's not using. There's no dropped frames on the encoder. If the stream is like laggy, please say in the comments so that I can fix it. Because right now YouTube is saying that it's laggy, so I'm not entirely sure what's happening with that. But I guess I'll just ignore it for now until someone says, "Hey, your stream's screwing up." Okay. So I'm on a programming page right now for playbacks. I have my main one, which is this, and it has my effects section and all of my like intensities. And the programming one has well, these are still here because they're defaulted, but these are specific groups inside of group pictures. So like I have all my aerials. So the beams that are hanged or rigged in the air, that's these ones. And then these ones are all the beams that are on the ground, and then these are the beams that are on the side that aren't turning on for some reason. It's probably because actually that's a very good question. Why are they not? What? Oh, something's up. Okay, time for troubleshooting. Oh, one of the universes isn't. That's really weird. So to fix that, here it is. So it should work now, and it does. No, a quick troubleshooting thing. Let's take all beams, set it to beam mode. So I have modes here, as you can see, and these modes are just they contain lots of stuff. So open is obviously it opens everything, and then these modes are very specific. So if I want to, they're like specific looks that I want. So for example, beam mode sets all of the looks to like a beam, like a tight beam instead of having a wide zoom. It sets it to like a narrow beam, and all the gobos open up as well. Oh, oops. That was my autosave macro. Oh, I should actually maybe do a live stream on my macros. That might be a good idea actually, since yeah. Who knows? I'm trying to decide. I have some decisions to make. Anyways, so this is my main page. If you've watched my streams before, you've probably seen it a million times, and by now are going, Guillaume, why are you showing me this? Well, I'm still working on it. Usually, I'm pretty good about it, but the thing is, this show file is not gonna see the light of day because it's just like a testing show file. Okay, that's working well. And it's just to kind of figure out, especially since I'm kind of migrating over to MA. And with MA, you can't just kind of make a million changes at once because it just doesn't work like that. With Chamsys, you can show up with a new show file and just start from scratch. So the reason I'm using Chamsys, even though I'm going to be using MA for most of my time here in Toronto, is it's a really good like staging ground to kind of figure out how I want to lay out my show files. Like, yeah, usually I kind of tailor my show files for each different rig, which is super easy on Chamsys, right? But obviously it's not so easy on MA. So what I'm going to do is I need a spot for these effects, and this is an annoying thing. I need because I like having effects here, but I think I'm just gonna have to, yeah, I'll just have to keep it like this. That's not a big deal though. So usually I have color selection on my main page, and either it's like the Christian Jackson color picker, or it varies from show to show. And then I have this new system for color combos, for 2 color combos. It just saves up a lot of space, because my old color picker had like a row, like it had a lot of, it'd be all of these. I would just copy it and I had icons for them, but it took too much space, so I've done this, and this is actually way easier and faster. Oh, there's a strobe. Okay, there we go. This is way faster. So the way it works is these are 2 individual groups, and they select a certain amount of fixtures. So this group right here selects half of the rig, and this one selects the other half. And it's actually really, really easy to make these. First, you go over to outputs, and you just make a first selection. So if I go over, what I did is all you really have to do is just record a first group, and then you don't have to like go through the pain of trying to record the second group, because all you have to do is, okay, so this is my first group. All I have to do is, it's a syntax thing. So I just go and I take group 2, so group 2 minus, and I have to find the other group. Here we go, 97, and there you go. That's group 2. Because basically I've taken the main group that has all the fixtures and subtracted all the fixtures from group 1, and that leaves all of the rest of the fixtures, which would be group 2. I think I'm going to mess around a bit and fix these up a bit, because like these are all in one group, which is not good. So I'm probably going to do that. Nope. That's fine. Yeah, there's a few bits that don't really work, and that's what I'm doing right now, is I'm fixing those bits, and I'm going to update all of my main groups. There we go, just like that. That looks good. Here's another one. I'll just deselect that. It's good. These look weird. I guess they're the same, but yeah, they look weird. That's all good. It's good. Okay, now here's this group, and I'm going to go and I'm going to update this, and once again, it's super easy to make the other group. I just take this group, and then I have to minus, right, okay, so it's group 2 minus group 97. There we go. And now I have the remaining fixtures, and I can just update that group. So now when I select both groups, it selects all the fixtures. So now if I go into this, so now these are just in regions. So I've taken those 2 groups and put them in regions. So now if I want to do a 2 color combo, it's super easy. Instead of having to do it fixture based, I just do it like this. So if I want cyan and green, then it just works, if that makes sense. That looks decent actually. So I'm just going to do a spread. There we go. And now I can do that. And it works well. And of course I can go into preload and then preload some looks so that, you know, because sometimes you don't want the audience to see you making a look and try to like figure like, damn it, push my autosave button again. Sometimes you don't want your audience to see you messing around with the different colors, so you can just preload and do that. I kind of wish it would update, because right now if you preload, it keeps the previous selection selected, so you can't really tell. Like if you forget what you selected, it's like, wait, what color am I going to? But here, we can go over here and just see I'm going through different looks, and it works pretty well. So like if I'm going to do magenta cyan, it's super simple, and it saves a lot of space. Instead of having a big color picker, I just have 3 rows, and of course this is my all row. So, and these, if you've watched my streams before, you know what these are. Okay. So what I'm going to do with these is I have to update kind of the layout for them, because right now it's not pretty. Yeah. Just so that I have rows of looks that are similar. So the top row is going to be like my hot rows, things that have like a lot of red in them. So Scarlet Witch has some red. Actually, Velvet Thunder should go before Scarlet. I don't know. Either way, it's fun. Let's see what else. Night City. Actually, Purple Gusher should go up there. There you go. And then I'm just gonna make these not caps. I could probably do that later, actually. The reason I have to click on the touchscreen is because I can't. Most of my lowercase letters are assigned to things with macros, so Tron should probably go down here. Okay, so now this is gonna be my hot looks, this row right here. This row is gonna be like my kind of pretty rainbowy looks, as you can tell by these rainbow ones. And then I'm gonna have some like bluish looks down here. I'm gonna probably move forest up here. Yeah, these are gonna be my bluish looks. Rain is one of my favorite ones because it just looks so nice. And these are all fairly the same, but they have different like variations. There's a lot of like the main color in them is blue, but they have some really subtle stuff in them. Night City is a new one. It's like cyan and magenta and stuff like that. So I have to update a lot of these. Like Velvet Thunder is just white right now, because I have to update them, but that can wait for later. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to set an icon for these. This is a trick I learned from a guy I worked with. This is pen, and I saw he shared his show file, and I saw he did this, and I was like, whoa, actually that's pretty cool. That's smart, because I don't have that. I just kind of guess. Well, I don't guess. I know where stuff is, but you know, it's nice if someone has to run your show. It's nice to be able, you know, have these little icons, which are neat. Where am I gonna put them? Down here, I guess. See, I like having an organized queue stack place. I'm probably gonna bring them down here. I do have queue stacks for my scrolls and stuff like that, but I think I'm gonna move away from that, just because whenever I've done it like that, I've never liked it, because I end up forgetting to turn them off. Alright, so yeah, this is something. So usually what I do in Chamsys for Gobos is I'll just import, because when you patch a fixture and if it has like a Gobo wheel on it, it'll just import all the Gobos for that wheel and bring all the icons in automatically, right? So usually I just do that and let Chamsys do all the hard work, but obviously on MA you can't really do that because it doesn't do that. So I'm just trying to figure out the most common Gobos I'm going to come across over any type of fixture. So obviously a circle Gobo, although not a lot of fixtures have the circle, and I love it. It's the coolest Gobo by far. Yeah, it is the coolest Gobo by far. One of the nicest Gobos though is Pebbles. I've called it Breakup 2, but the icon is Pebbles, and it will always be Pebbles. So you can see this beam page is very empty, and I'm gonna fix that right now. As you can see, I've kind of redone this page. I guess I should probably bring the zooms in and the iris. Now I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to set this page up. I really don't have any idea. My positions page is fine. I can deal with that. But that's I just realized I usually don't use the busking rate master because I completely forget it exists when I'm running a show. I've tried to use it a few times, but I've just found like I just forget it. Like I'll go and hit a color and then I'll do like a 10-second fade and I'm just like no, don't do that. But I think it'd be useful actually for positions. I'm gonna have to think about that a bit more, but this is my positions page. It's very simple. I do hate that it does this though. This is just a thing because, oh my god, I hate it. Chamsys, please fix this. Why does it do this? I know I have a good idea why it does it, but I don't want it to do it. Like, it doesn't do it in the page. Okay, well, never mind, it does. Right, the reason it does this is because these are too similar to each other, which doesn't make sense. Usually it does it because there's values missing. But as far as I know, these are all the same. Wait a minute. Yeah, these are all the same. They have the same amount of fixtures in them. See, okay, that's the problem. I can't tell. It's kind of hard to see how many fixtures are in here, so I can't really tell. But usually what it means is if you have like all of your beams in one palette and you don't have them in the next palette. Okay, so for example, you know what, I'm just gonna do like an example here. Alright, actually wait, shit, alright. Yeah. Okay, so this palette has has the beams and the washes. Here, I'm gonna, okay, so this right here has the beams and the washes inside of it. But if I then record like a cross and only include the washes in it, then watch what happens. Oh, okay, it doesn't work. Okay, that's what happens. I'm an idiot. That's weird. Sometimes it does. Okay, there's another. Oh yeah, okay, never mind, I'm an idiot. Forget everything I just said, right? So a reason it does that is if you have a palette like, okay, this palette has Gobo 1, Gobo 2, FX Prism, and Gobo 3. Now the next palettes have more than the previous palettes. So what happens is they'll both So you'll see this will stop the open, but the open won't stop the beam mode because it doesn't have all the same attributes as the beam mode. Here actually you can see that this has the iris, but this does not have the iris. That's why basically the values, the iris values, and all the other values that are in here that aren't in here just carry over to it. Same thing with this one. Actually, I'm not entirely sure what this does not have. Oh, it doesn't have the Gobos. That's right, because this is like the Gobo palette to like open up everything so that it works with Gobos. So yeah, right now I'm just trying to figure out how I'm going to do my Gobos, because what I want to be able to do on the main page is I want to be able to select all my Gobos for all of them, and I also want to be able to do it individually. So I think, I don't know, we'll see. Because the problem is, if I do use the busking rate master for the positions, then I can't. Because I was thinking earlier, I might just, here, call this all, I might just have groups here and not put them in any regions. But the problem is, if I did that, then they would take the time of the crossfade of the busking rate master, and I don't want that because they're Gobos. So you don't want that on Gobos. I mean, there are some. Actually, no, you never want that on Gobos. If you're going to do a fade of a Gobo wheel, you want to use the built-in. Yeah, you just want to use the built-in fade times on the moving lights if you're using move lights. Actually, not if using move lights. If you have Gobo wheel, then you have moving lights. I don't know any conventional static fixtures that have a Gobo wheel. Right. So this is another thing. I don't want to put these timing values for every, because that's another, like, please, Chamsys, if you're listening, please fix this, because I don't want to have timing items for each region. I want to be able to have like a master timing values that controls the timing for the entire region, because that would make so much life just so much easier. Because then, yeah, because the problem here is if I want to be able to fade these colors here, I can't, unless I copy these and just make rows and rows with timing options underneath them. But I don't want to do that for very obvious reasons. So I'll have to see. Another thing, I might make another color window, but just not include it in this page selector. Because right now I'm thinking I'm gonna run out of space. Because I'm gonna have these two groups, and I'm also going to add a few more groups. Just copy that there. I'm gonna have two more groups here. So these are gonna be the main, like the primary colors, and I'm gonna have secondary colors, which is super cool and simple. So right now, I can select this. Oh shit. Yeah, and then go over, select different one. The only thing is it's just two colors. So if I want to add some more complexity to it, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have more groups that just have highlights. So like, okay, let's see. What's some good highlight? This is going to be tricky. So like, boom, 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 boom. Probably go like that. This is going to be highlight 1. That's a lot, actually. Now, let's see if this works. I'm just going to set the region on all these. So now, what I can do is I can select 2 of these. I have to go into B mode. See, that's what B mode is for. Because spot mode is, you can't really tell. But B mode, see, it's much smaller and you can, see the different beams. I'm also going to do, yeah. There we go. Oh, sorry. Okay. Let's see if this works. So, and then let's add some magenta. Yeah. I'm gonna have to fiddle with that a little bit more, but yeah. Looks like it works relatively well. Oh, actually I don't have any LEDs on this. Okay, it's all good. And then this is gonna come down here. And actually I'm gonna remove all that and get the newer, improved. Damn, I've got a song stuck in my head. Oh, I have an idea. I'm just gonna bring that up here. Yeah, there we go. Now I have like a bank. There we go. Oh, yeah, that's right. If I change the name in there, it's not gonna change the name. Purple rain. Okay. Oh, great. I have to redo it. I think I'm gonna go over my macros. Because they're a big part. What? Okay, I give up. You know what? Let's just do macros. Okay, macros. So I have a lot of fancy macros that just make programming a million times faster. Like honestly, you should, if you don't already have macros and like you program on PC, 100% you should look into macros. So I have a lot of them. And when I started learning, I would change things a lot. What's in here? Wait, what's the F1? Oh, yeah, that's right. That was a loophole. So, right. These make programming a million times faster. I'm probably gonna change the name of the stream, Chamsys macro tutorial. There. And it should, yeah. Okay, Chamsys macro tutorial. Alright. So, here's the reason why when I name things, I either have to make everything in all caps, or I have to use the touch screen. Oh yeah, here's a neat little trick. You can, if you double click here, actually you don't need a double click. If you just click here, you can it brings up the the name. So sorry, I just have to, there we go. Okay, so I have a few macros that are here, and these are just like main ones that I might need easy access to. So for example, this save show button, one thing that always really annoyed me was that Chamsys doesn't have, like, you can't do Control S and have it auto save the show. You have to, like, if you don't have a macro like this, like if you're like working on stuff here, you have to, you know, go over setup and then I don't even know where the button is anymore because there you go, save show, enter, override. It's a whole thing. But so I was kind of pissed because, you know, it's annoying. Oh, I have 3 returns. Why do I have 3 returns? What happens if I remove a return? Does it still work? No, it doesn't. Oh, that's why I had it. Damn it. Let's go over here and then end macro. Here it is. Just have to move it over here. There we go. And that should work. Just have to change the timing on it. Yeah, there we go. Works. Okay. So this, what it does is, as you can see here, to record a macro, it's super simple. So you just go to an empty spot. You can press record and start recording like that. I never do that because I just don't do it. So you just select an empty tile, start macro, and alright, let's say I want to, what do I want to do? I want a macro that goes to full, that makes any selection I have go to full. Now I already have this, right? If I go select a fixture and hit F, it sets all the levels to full. Really easy, simple. So let's make that. I'm going to disassign this and we're going to make that. Okay, so we're going to select an empty cell, start macro, and I'm going to go at full. And I'm going to end the macro. And now if I go into view data, you can see what's just the key presses that have been recorded into that macro. Macros are basically hotkeys. Yeah, that's basically what they are. You can just record a sequence of key presses, and it will basically play back that sequence of presses. So now if I hit this, it will, if I go into here, here's what's happening is it's going at and then it's going full, which isn't the right. Actually, it should be, you should be able to just, so let's start another macro, hit full, and do that. Yeah, there we go. That should work. Yeah, it does. So, I just do this out of habit. But here you can see what's been recorded into that macro. So what's been recorded here is a press down on the full key, and it releases. So if I do that, you can see it happens. Now I can assign this. If you hit assign macro and then you hit a key on your keyboard, you can see now it's been assigned to my F key, and now whenever I push my F key, it activates this macro. Sometimes you can see it turn red, but with how fast this thing goes, here let's do 2 seconds to see it. Oh yeah, that's right. I have to make this 2 seconds too. Oh, that's cool. Oh, that's right, because it doesn't take this timing, right? Right now I have my timing set to immediate, and the reason all of these macros have this timing, that I've entered manually, is just in case for some reason it goes to another timing mode, it will still go. So sometimes I've had it where, there you go, you can see sometimes, there you go, you can see the clear activates really quickly, even though it's really fast. But right now it's set to immediate, so these macros will execute immediately, if that makes sense. So they were going to ignore this timing. The reason I've put in the specific timing is so if for whatever reason the timing goes to old macros, then these macros will still go immediately, and I don't have to worry about that. So as you can see, I have a lot of macros. So I've kind of organized my macro window into different sections. This is obviously my like main function section, or no, not functions, but they're I guess they're functions. So the reason they're here is because they go on this. So they're quick macros. If you hit this little tab here, it'll bring up quick macros. So if I'm like programming on console, I can just hit this and then save show. And I have a few other ones. I can auto back up the show to like a USB. Yeah, that's right, because I don't have a USB on my computer right now. But if I do, I can just auto back up to it. I can load a show, make a new one, reset the console, or shut it down, which is super useful. And also have save settings, which is basically save macros next to it. But if I look into here, one of the things I found is one of the old versions of this macro that I made, it didn't have this section, so it would basically, I'm not going to remove it, but actually I can just copy it. There we go. Here we go. So what it would do is it would save. No, it would not save. That's right, because that's what so this enter is what, okay, so it would go to it would basically, it's kind of hard to explain when the thing goes so fast, but what it's doing in slow motion is it's going to record this macro. You start the macro, so I guess I'll just do it. Start the macro, hit the setup button, hit view settings, because if you're like in view DMX, then it's gonna do something different. I usually hit like mode and then save show, enter, and go back to your macro window, which is right here in the macro. And there we go. So now, if I activate this macro, you can see it's just done that exact thing, but much, much faster. And so I have this macro. The only problem is, like, if you're working on like an execute window or something like that, and you just want to like quickly save, if you activate this macro, it will stay in this window and you have to go back, which isn't the worst thing in the world, but it's just kind of annoying. So what I did is I added a little section at the end that would hit the close button, which is right here. So basically, if I'm working, now you'll see this is assigned to, I can't remember, the little hat symbol, and on my keyboard I have that on one of my macro keys. So if I'm working on an execute window, I can save, and it will automatically close the setup window and go back to whatever I was working on. So I'm just going to delete these. Alright, these right here, I guess I'll get to those later, because those are for like theater, mostly for theater things. You can also, there's some inbuilt ones for like some uses. I use a few of them, but most of these are just, most of these ones are the inbuilt ones. There are some that aren't. I'm pretty sure Through is one that I did myself, I think. Maybe. You just have to look around and see. Some, like, if you can't find it, you can just make it. If you can't find an inbuilt macro that you want, that fits what you want, you can just make your own. See here, there is no through button. I can't see any through button. Yeah, I'm not gonna look for it more, but there's no through button, so it's super simple. Like, if you just want to set, because right now what I have is I have my through button set to my numpad key, because I have a keyboard that I can custom assign the keys to whatever I want. So I also have, this is my through is assigned to the T key. So now if I want, I can go like 10 at wait, okay, 10 at through 12. Actually, I think I can just 10 through 12 at. Yep. So I can just select a head super simply through 15 at, and there you go. So this is all on my keypad. So all of my like selection stuff is on my keypad, which makes it really fast. So all of these are all like my function keys on my keyboard, and they're all kind of honed onto the left section of the keyboard. So like my remove button is on Q because my record button is on R already. So this just makes it super easy to just do anything really. If I want to like go, oh, that's right, I have to reassign my full button. That's right, okay. So if I just want to do all washes, set to full, red, do that, I can record that, and there you go. I'm going to remove that obviously, but it makes it super fast. Once you get like a once you get the muscle memory built up, it just becomes second nature. I have some other macros that are assigned to this entire row. Most of it isn't assigned to anything because I have a script in the background, and I guess I'll show that. So here's this script, and here's all the functions. So the top row of my keyboard, the F1 to F12 keys, you can't assign them to anything in, so let's go to like F1, and if I try to assign, oh, I guess it won't work because I already, yeah, I guess I can't demonstrate it, but if you try to assign a macro to one of the F1 or like F1 to 12, if you try to assign a macro to a key, so like an F1 key or F1 to F12 key, it won't work because Chamsys or Magic Q doesn't natively recognize it. So I've kind of like, for me it was really annoying because I wanted to have quick window buttons when I was programming, because I mainly program on my computer instead of a console. So I wanted to be able to go to Windows really fast. So what I did is I have this program called Auto Hotkey, and it basically tricks Chamsys into doing what I want it to do. So here's what the F1 key is doing. I can get into the more complex aspect of this and how it works, but in simple terms, whenever I hit F1, it basically corresponds to this, the like inverted dash, and it sends it to Magic Q. Now if I look at, see, so my layout 1 is assigned to that inverted dash, so whenever I hit F1, it sends to the script. So okay, sorry. Whenever I hit F1, the script sends this inverted dash to Magic Q. It doesn't send the dash specifically to Magic Q. It just corresponds. So basically F1, instead of being an F1 key, it's a inverted dash key. So it's basically just reassigning this F1 key to be an inverted dash key. So whenever I hit F1, Chamsys doesn't read it as an F1 key, it reads it as an inverted dash key. So now my F1 button goes to my layout 1, and my F2 goes to layout 2, and it makes it, if I want to like update these, so let's say I want to update this, I'm going to update my layout 2 to be this window. I can hit my record button, which is R, and then hit F2, and then there we go. Just updated that window. And now I've done this for the rest of all my windows. So with the AF keys, there's on like a standard keyboard, you have sections of 4. So you have F1 to F4. So F1 is layout 1, layout 2, F2 is layout 2, F3 is my cue stack store, and F4 is my playbacks. And I'm actually probably going to change that and switch the orientation, but for now it works fine. So I can just, if I want to record something to the cue stack window, I can just really quickly hit F3 and it goes to my cue stack window. Now the F5 to F8 keys are my windows. So F5 is groups, F6 is color, F7 is beam, and F8 is position. Now F9 to F12 is, so F9 is programmer, F10 is output, F11 is patch, and then F12 is setup. And you can assign these to whatever you want. If you want to learn more about the script, just like send me a message on Facebook or on YouTube, and I will probably just make a YouTube, I'll just do another stream going through kind of the more complicated stuff with the script. One of the great things is I've made it so that this script is only active when Magic Q, the window, is active. So if I go into Chrome and I hit F1, it's not just going to send an inverted dash, it's going to be the normal F1 key. So it's super useful, because now I can just go, if I want to set up or fix something in patch, and there you go, I don't have to go and, there's the patch window, I gotta go to setup or layout 2, I can just hit my keys. It makes life way simpler. Now, I have some other macros in here. Oh, you can see right here, these are not assigned to anything. That's because Chamsys has some built-in window, or I guess some of them do have, some of them are assigned to things, but most of them aren't. Oh yeah, the only reason some of them are, so like the patch window is assigned to P, because sometimes I'll just hit F10 or no F11. See, I forget which one it is sometimes, so I'll just hit P to go to the same window. So if I want to go fix something in patch, I just hit P, because I don't go to the patch window that often. So I also have some like max. So if I'm working on groups, I can just max it out with the tab button. So these up here, these are really useful if you're doing theater and stuff like that. And you have like a master queue stack that has like 50, 200 queues or something like that, and you want to go through them. So usually I assign the go button to page down and the pause button to page up. So then what happens is I can hit the page up button and just go back, or if I hit page down, I can go through the queues just like I would with the normal this go button, but I have like the physical keys. Instead of having to click these, I can just really quickly go through. Right now they're not assigned to that. I just keep them there because they're really useful. So if I'm ever doing a theater show, I basically just reassign these to the keys. Right now I have them assigned to some other stuff, but right. So all these, there's a good bit of my keyboard keys are assigned to things for Magic Q. These were, this one was a little annoying to do, but really cool. It basically automatically updates a certain group. How does this work actually? Oh, that's right, wait. What does this do? So it's selecting group 13, going to full. What does shift include do? I don't know. It's including what? Why is it including this? Oh, that's right, that's right. Okay, so basically this is activating the blind. It's selecting group 13, putting it at full, and then it's going to the include options window, and it should be hitting this button right here. It's hitting one of these buttons. I can't remember which one. It's activating one of these buttons, one of the soft buttons, and then it's selecting playback 1, updating it, clearing the programmer, and then going out of blind. Oof. So this basically just automatically updates a wash. Oh yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Okay. So basically, what that does is if I have my all beams on a certain group, this is in an effort to make Chamsys user friendly for people who don't know anything about lighting. So yeah, that's why it's there. But what it's meant to do is you can go over, select a certain group. This was also meant to be able to make different selections really useful. So this is for a black box theater, and if the person doing the lighting wanted to make a different selection, so I had a spots group, I had a spots 2 group, I have different groups like that, and so as you can see, the macro is named update wash 1. So there would be one wash, which would be a couple park cans usually, but they would change channels a lot. So you could basically select a group. I can't remember entirely how I set it up, but it basically just made it so that you can automatically update a playback with a group. So if you had updated a certain group, so if I have this selection and I record it, here actually I'll just demonstrate. Oh wait, no, I can't demonstrate because it's gonna, damn it. Anyways, it just automatically updates the playback, an intensity playback. Oh, actually, I could redo that. Huh. I could use that now, actually. If I keep my groups the same all the time. Because basically what this does is if I add like 50 spotlights to a show. No, okay, 50 is a bit much. If I add like 4 more spots to a show, I can update the group. So I'll update so that I can select all of my spots, record it into that group, and then this macro is basically going to make it so it's just going to take that group, set it to full, and then update this playback. That's basically what it's going to do, if that makes sense. The last 15 minutes probably don't make any sense, but anyways, these right here are special ones. A little cheekiness on my part, and these are too, some more cheekiness. Actually, I'm not sure, I might have to update. Oh, I do have to update a few of them actually, yeah. Most of them are only supposed to have a 1 in them. Yeah, that's right, okay. It's just supposed to be, to take that out. So these are very special and very nice. I wish they would just implement it as an actual feature, but they haven't. So I guess I'm stuck with this system. Basically what it does is it lets me use my F1 to F12 keys as additional playback flashes. So if I go, I can turn these wing playbacks into, well, basically, yeah, hopefully I can make this so it makes sense. But basically, I can make it so that my F1 key on my keyboard acts as a flash button for this playback right here, this wing playback. Even if I don't have a wing connected, it will act as like a flash button, which is super useful if you want to have some extra flash buttons and you only have like a wing. it just makes life so much easier, because you can have like 12 extra flash buttons instead of having to go out and buy an extra wing, which is expensive. Well, it's not that expensive, but you know all I mean. It's more. This is free, so that's basically it. This is free. If I had money, I would buy a wing, but I don't have money, so I am thinking about possibly buying a PC wing, but my dilemma is if I do convert to MA, I won't be using the Chamsys PC wing, because I'll have to use MA, and I don't really want to use MA, but I'm kind of forced now because everywhere uses MA. Right, there we go. So this is an R script thing. This entire system of flash buttons. As you can see, if I go into here, it basically just activates wing flash 1. And the way I did this is I went into the stadium panel for the MQ500, and since it has extra flash buttons, I just used recorded macros for all of the flash buttons. And yeah, I can assign these. So I have a script that runs in the background when I'm running a show. I don't use it for everything, but like if I really need extra flash buttons, then I'll set it up. It does take a little bit of time to, like, because you have to reassign a whole bunch of stuff so that this works, but when it does work, it works like a beauty. And it works perfectly. These Go buttons, I don't use them anymore, but these were like the first version of this. What did it even do? Oh yeah, I don't even know what that does. What happens if I do that? Yeah. Actually, I'm kind of curious. What happens if I do that? Oh, that's that. Okay. So yeah, actually, I could probably. Oh, I could. Damn. Oh yeah, these are also. Actually, I should bring this back up, because those are also theater things. These are all these are cues for. Wait, what is this? F1. I have no idea what those F1. There's some keys on the MQ500 that are brand new and don't know what they do. I have to bring that up again as well, because these I also use these for theater. Yeah. Oh yeah, these just make updating my main playback, my main cue stack a million times easier. I could go into it, but here there's F1. There we go. Just name that. Record all. I don't think I ever do use that, but basically these, since I always have my master like cue stack on playback 10, right next to the the manual crossfades, stuff like that, the Go button. Yeah, I always have my master cue stack on playback 10, and so I have a bunch of macros that just make programming easier with that. So like I have one that instead of having to, this is really just lazy programming, but instead of having to include and then select playback 10, I just have a macro that automatically includes playback 10, and it's literally just include and then playback 10. Does it have? Oh no, I have to fix that. Oh. I have found that sometimes. Oh, there you go. I don't know if they fix this, but sometimes when it has this 0, it doesn't. The macros don't work properly. But I'm assuming that's fixed by now. So yeah, that's macros for you. You can select any button you want, really. Like any of these buttons, you can select any of these buttons. You can also make it so it records like a fader change. I don't know why you do that, because Chamsys doesn't have motorized faders, which sucks. Come on, Chamsys, gotta have motorized faders, especially on the MQ500. Like, I get why there's no motorized faders on the MQ like 1680 and stuff like that, and the PC wings. that makes sense. But like, why didn't they put motorized faders on the NQ500, a $30,000 board? Like, sure, you might think they're not useful, but other people do. And the point of having a really expensive console is that, you know, you can do anything you want with it. And you have options. So, you know, it'd be nice to have some more faders there. There's a bunch of like active, these ones, I don't know what they do actually. Like knockout color, what does that do? Oh. Color remove, what is that? What? Oh, I'm guessing, the effects window, no one uses the effects window. Knockout effects, yeah. You can see how much I use the effects window here. I never use it because that's not how I run my shows. They're all Q stacks. Although, I mean, there are advantages to using the effects window. But, yeah, because, yeah, I just don't use them. The advantages to using the effects window is you can select a group and apply an effect to it, and it will apply to that effect to that group, even if you haven't recorded the effect with that group before, if that makes sense. So you can record a circle effect. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna do a demonstration. Okay, wait. Let me select a group here. All spots. Got it. Gonna take all my spots, add an effect. No, a circle. Right. And then I'm just going to record that over here and call that a circle. Circle. Okay. Now, here you can see it's only applied to the spots. But if I go ahead and I take my beams group and my spots group and I select that effect, then it's applied to all of the fixtures. But I don't use that because programmer. All of my effects don't go in the programmer because I just don't like having stuff in the programmer. Because I hit the clear button constantly. It's just like a muscle memory thing, but I just do it constantly, so I don't really like I like having all of my effects just always activated. So like my position effects, my color effects, and my intensity effects, they're always activated during a show, but the size is just a size thing. Yeah, I do have to fix these a bit. So, there you go. Intensity effect. Now, the great thing about these, there's some good things, there are some bad things. Actually, wait a minute. This has the wrong group, doesn't it? No it doesn't. What? Oh, that's right. That's right. It's because my wash group. What is going on? Okay. Sorry, there's a little bit glitch there, but so the downside of having it like this is if I have an effect on, right now what? What? That should not do that. That's super weird. Yeah, that's super weird. Because right now that effect is, you can see it. It's kind of hard to see, but you can see in like right here. You can see there's an effect going on the washes for some reason. even though, so let's just go check out that effect. Here. Oh, this is actually supposed to be set to high. Normal, yeah. Have to check the effect in here. What? Oh! I think I know what it is. Oh, that's what it is. Okay, it has the. That's why. That makes a lot of sense. It has the. Damn it. See, this is the problem with this setup, is that if I bring down an intensity, so that just means I have to change the group on this, so that it's group 1. Bada bing, bada boom. Now the only problem with this, I guess I could make like 2. See, that's the problem. Okay. I should probably explain the problem. So the problem right now is if I activate this effect and I have my intensities up, it won't output the effect because the intensities are overriding it. So what's great about it is if I bring these intensities down a little bit, it applies the effect over top of those intensities, which is a cool look. But here lies the problem. If I just want to apply the effect to one thing, I can't. So for example, well, no, okay, that's not the problem. The problem is, see, if I just want to apply the effect to like my spots, I can't do that. Which is kind of annoying. Right. Because if I bring the intensities all the way up, I'm gonna have to think about this. Because if I bring all of my intensities up, then the lights will go on, and the chase won't go, but then the lights are on. I had this thing. I guess I'll just do some normal programming now. So it looks great. Works great. I had this thing set up during a music festival that I did where oh, that's right, this is just an effect thing, so I have to, because right now it's not additive, it's just plus. But if I make it an absolute effect, what's going to happen? It's going to be absolute. I can still. Right. I have no idea how I did that. I'm going to have to look back. So they're working, and if these faders don't do anything really. Yeah, these faders don't do anything. What now? That's right. That's right. As long, oh, that's a pain in the ass. Oh, I hate that so much. Right. So as you can see here, even though I have this playback at 100, the problem is I have this effect activated, and usually the way I like to have my effects is this controls the size of the effect. But the problem is in order to be able to get this back, so as you can see, nothing's being output because the effect is overriding everything, and there's no size on the effect. So in order to fix that, I have to deactivate that effect, and as you know, I don't like deactivating effects. Herein lies my dilemma. What if I do it minus? What would that look like? I bring, oh, that's neat. Oh, wait. That works neat. So now, see here, you can see effect is on, and if I bring it, oh, that's cool, actually, yeah. So if I bring my effect size to the max, I can actually vary. So I can fade this in, and I can also have this effect running in the background. So if I bring the size down, it works. And I can also do those cool like overlapping effects, and at the same time I can do these. That's cool. Oh, that's cool. That fixes all of my problems. Super simple fix. Wonderful. Oh, that's perfect. I wish I'd done that sooner. So, if I just want my beams to do that effect, all I have to do is I just have to have my playback with the beams on. But like, if I just want my spots to do that, then it's super easy. Done and done. Oh, it's perfect. I'm gonna change all my effects now. Nope, not absolute. Screw absolute. Minus. Because then I can vary things super easily. So effects, that's minus. Let's go over here. View effects. Minus. So I can still do those subtle effects. Whoa, what is that? That is not all uneven. That's not all uneven to me. What is that? That is some bullshit. I have to fix that. It's a selection thing mostly, but anyways, that works. So I'm happy I can bring this. Oh, thank God. Oh, I'm gonna save. There we go. Wonderful. And then these look. Okay, I'm gonna go to flower because flower is my all-time favorite. Flower is my all-time favorite look, and I'm gonna go over. Let's see, rainbow. No, let's do night. See, oh, it's doing the times. Great. Night city. No, I'm just gonna make a new one. Done and done. Let's do that. All right, perfect. Okay, I'm gonna do a 10-second fade to my flower position, and I just wanna show that because that looks damn good. Flower position is the coolest position. One of the coolest. And there we go. Let's go over to splay. Splay is another cool one. And all these are like specifics, and they have penantil in them, and they just look cool. They're all completely different to each other. ACL spread. So I can, in a pinch, I can hit these and go to a look. Have it just change. Let's go over to tic-tac-toe is a cool one too. Probably seen it a million times by now, but it's great for like, it's weird. So I can start with this cue at the start of a song. I can just bring all my translators up and start like this, and then I can like bring those out and just go like that. Perfect. And then I have my wonderful color swaps. I don't know, I might make it so that these stomp things out, my color swipes. I'm not sure yet though. And I have my prism on, prism off, and stuff like that. Makes some cool looks. I still have to fix my, yeah, yeah, I have to fix my rotate. Oh wow, I don't have any rotates. Okay, that's something I have to fix. I thought I did. Somewhere. I think I do somewhere. Have a rotate. Nope. Alright. I'm gonna be right back. Yeah. I still have to find a place for those. Oh, this is a pain in the ass. I swear to God, I hate doing this so much. Okay. To set this group, this region for my positions is an utter pain in the ass. But there we go. Mission accomplished. I'm gonna bring that up. Bring that up. Bring that up. Bring these up. And then, yeah. Trippy Hypno, all these things can go here. Oh, that looks great actually. That looks pretty neat. And then I can have the zoom stuff over here. Programming is hard, not because it's like tedious, or it is tedious, but that's not why it's hard. It's hard because you're trying to figure out what you're going to want to do during a show, and you don't know what you're going to do most times. So it's just like trying to put things where you think you're going to want them. Anyways, these aren't going to be regions. Probably going to put that group right there and just do that. Prism on and off. And there you go. That's damn, I actually want to bring these down one or two, just like that. And I can have like a row there. See, I like having everything work. If that makes sense. So Trippy Hypno has some positions in it. If I had my way, I would make everything in here a Q stack. But the only reason I don't do that is because I can't adjust the timings easily. If I could, 100% everything would be a Q stack, especially positions, because then I could have buttons as positions. Because then I would put positions on my flash buttons, but I can't do that. So that's one thing I really hate, is that I can't put any position buttons here. Well, I can, but I can't do fade times with them. So this blinder, this is a position, but it doesn't have any fade time, and I can't add any fade time if I want it to go there with 10 seconds or something like that. I can't do that unless I use the built-in position fade channels on the moving lights, and but that only works if all the moving lights have the same one, so the same fade channels, if that makes sense. But they don't ever. So I feel like there should be another, like, maybe Gobos. Really, the problem, the hardest thing with setting all this up is just trying to get everything to work together. So yeah, that's pretty much it. It's just trying to get everything to work nicely together. So like, if I hit this, so if I have a position here, oh shit. If I have a position like this and I hit my trippy hypno, do I not have position data for these? I guess I'm gonna have to fix that. I have a set position which works, but oh fuck. Damn it. Right. Here's trippy hypno. Now you can see the beams work fine, but what's not working fine? Nope. Right. The spots. The hell? Why did my beams just move? Oh. Didn't I record a set? Yeah, I did, right here. There we go. God. Alright. Include trippy hypno. Select this group. Go down. Select that set. There we go. Actually, I probably have to also include spot mode. Actually, does that just, it opens all the code? Oh no, it doesn't. That works fine. Does this have rotation in it? If, oh my god, sorry. If it does, shit. It should not have any rotation in it. I have no idea. You know what? I have an easier way of finding out if it has rotation in it. Spots, just go over here. No, it doesn't. It does. It does. Damn it. I guess that's fine, but it's annoying. Usually I have a fader for my rotation, but anyways, you can see here it looks really cool. Look at that. It looks so trippy. That's why it's called trippy hypno. It looks damn cool. So it has a lot of stuff. It has color, position, beams. It has everything really. Like, right. So that's that cue, and that overrides everything. But like, just to have it like that. Oh crap. Right. So if I have a selection here, damn it. Why are all the spots, the beams? Great. Let's just do this. There we go. Alright, so now if I go over to this queue, it works. A 1 does. And I can deactivate it and it will go back to that look. I just have to remember not to clear the programmer. Tough job. See what? Oh, look, I'm live. Clear. I'm gonna update all these. Oh, it's gonna be a pain in the ass, but I've got to do it. I'm gonna take a 5-minute break, and then I'll get to continue programming. Yeah. Be back in 5. Alright. Okay. So, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna close the script first. So now I'm just gonna do programming. And maybe not talk so much, but, yeah. Oh, man, I've gotta make icons for these. Okay, so sort of spots. In this look, I want open pebbles. Maybe not. Yeah, no, I want it open. Alright. And doodle like that. Where's that super tiny one? Oh, there it is. Okay. Super tiny. Super tiny. Oh, I can't do that. So I hit the ground. There we go. Now we have icons. Woo! Okay, so this is going to be probably it's probably going to be like that, and going to turn the prism on like that, and it's going to be prism pebbles. I don't know what I called it before. I think it was pebbles prism, pebbles, prism, pebbles prism, something. Nice. Let's go open. Oh, Jesus Christ. There we go. So now these are not in there. Okay. Spots. Let's go to spot mode. Mother of the Lord. Okay, I have to do a thing. I have to update a thing. So I guess capture tutorial, everyone. Okay, problem is, if I look into live, you see, these are on pebbles, but the side ones are not. They're just in another Gobo. That's because I did a do and messed up when I was putting in selected associated options, selected associated objects. I need to go over the properties, and I should be able. I have no idea what I'm doing. Just so everyone is aware. No, I don't want to copy. I just want to... Shit. Damn it. Does this mean... Ah, damn it. Actually, I don't think I have a... Wonderful. fix all. There's gotta be a way. Of doing this better. It's the proper Gobo wheel. Oh. Hmm. Trying to decide. Maybe. Whoa. Wait, what? Did I accidentally empty out a Gobo slot? What? Oh no, I'm just an idiot. Yeah. Okay. There we go. This is the rotating one, that's not the rotating one, I'm guessing. So, yeah, it is. So I have to switch the places around. Yeah, this is the rotating one, definitely. Shit. I can't. Wait a minute. Oh, wait. I think I might be able to just, nope. Oh, maybe it's because they're locked. Yeah, they're locked. Ah, that might be why. Yeah, it is why. There we go. Job done. They're all the same Gobo. Mission accomplished. I'm a genius. The only thing is I can't change the rendering settings. Automatic quality. What's ambient occlusion? I'm just gonna set that to no. Damn it. Oh well. Did I record all the split colors for these? I did. No, they just all took the thing. Nice. Oh. Oh, damn it. Damn it. Oh, damn it. I'm not gonna have enough space for that. Gotta have the wheel. You can't not have the wheel. If you have a light that has a color wheel, you are obligated by law to be able to select that color wheel. Well, I mean, you're not obligated by law, but still, it's a good idea. Till I hit the ground. Yeah, perfect. Nice. Now, yeah, these are great actually. I'm gonna keep those. Probably just gonna do that. Yep. I hit the ground. Yeah, I don't need an all row for these either, so it's all good. Because as lazy as I am, I can just do individual selection for these just really fast. Oh. Alright, so there we go. I should have icons for all of these. It's gonna take forever to assign them, so I'm not gonna do that right now. Or maybe I am. Wheels. Do any of these work? What I found is subfolders don't really work. Damn it, that's not gonna work. You can, damn it. Does Y even, nope, okay, I'm gonna have to fix that. Cause I have, oh man. Damn it, I have so many, damn it. Actually, maybe if I just move this up a folder, it will resolve all of my issues. Why do I have two documents? Magic Q, show, bitmaps, okay. What if I just put this right there? Bada bing, bada boom. And then I have my, okay, that should work. So, bitmap, wheels. Yeah, look at that, it works. Kinda looks weird, but Jesus Christ. What is lagging the computer so much? Wheels, white. Yeah. Nice. So yeah, I have my wheel icons here. Although honestly, I don't really need them. Yeah, this works fine. Like, especially if I view max. Nope, never mind. I mean, it looks fine if I view max, but it looks better with the custom Gobos, the custom bitmaps. See, that looks much better. It's big, it's in your face. Nice, okay. And I'm gonna hit rock bottom. No, I'm not. I am not gonna hit rock bottom. I have a song stuck in my head. Where are they? Okay. That makes sense. Okay, I think I'm just gonna end the stream right here because I'm not doing anything. Well, I'm just messing around. And that's not very interesting. So I'm just gonna end the stream here. Have a good day, a good night, or evening, or whatever time it is you're watching this. And see you next week if I stream next week, which I probably will. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.